I'm really excited about this one because I've been wanting to open this figure for a long time. I'm really drawn to the movie realization figures, and this one's by far my favorite so far. Let me start off with the stuff that bothers me, but it's really not that big a deal, and it's really nitpicky. But you see this here, this little hole? Well, something goes there, and without even knowing something goes there, that thing, it fell off, and it took 10 minutes to find it on the floor, which sucked, but I found it. There it is. So one of the very best things about this figure is how articulated he is. It's amazing, and I'll get to that. But this little piece right here, it made me question, when is it too much articulation? When is it way too much? That little piece there, it flew off when I was taking it off the holster, and it flew towards me, so I knew something came off, and I didn't know what it was until I found it, and it took me another 10 minutes to find it on the floor. It's a piece that you can easily overlook, but if you lose it, you will miss it. So this figure takes inspiration from the Book of Boba Fett on Disney+. I thought the show was okay at best. I enjoyed it enough. Anyways, he is 6.7 inches tall, so he'll scale pretty well to most of your Moffex and your Figuarts. Maybe not your McFarlanes, but I was drawn to this because it's like future tech meets samurai, which is really cool, I think. I want to make these videos super easy to follow along and entertaining as possible. You can see his head pretty much turns left, right. It does all that. It can go all the way around if you really want him to. He looks up, he looks down enough. I think it's really cool how they took this Mandalorian helmet and somehow turned it into something a Japanese samurai would wear. I mean, look at the detail on it. It just looks amazing to me. The paint job on his helmet to me looks really cool too. I mean, look at that little bit of silver on his helmet. It just looks like he's been through some stuff, and the detail on the back of his head, it looks really great. Alright, so let's move on to the hands here. He's got 6 of them total. The ones you see on screen right now are for his rifle. That's his trigger hand, and the other hand is to hold his rifle because it is quite big. But you can do these really cool poses with these 2 hands. And you can see a close-up of the hand right there and appreciate the detail, the paint. I think it looks amazing. So pay attention to this finger here on this hand because it took me a minute to figure out how to mount the rifle onto it. This is the way it looks here. You just kind of have to get it in there, and it's a snug fit afterwards, but it did take me a minute to figure out like how that works. But as you can see here, it looks nice. Check out the close-up of the other hand there, the one that's used to hold the rifle. Once you have them like that, you can put the rifle in his hand, and I'll show you this one pose that I did. But man, there's like a lot of combinations of pictures you can do with them. That looks freaking cool. Really cool. I like that a lot. Let's move on to articulation. I would say that this is the figure's highest point, but that's not true because he looks amazing. As you can see, his arm can swivel any which way you want, although the cannon gets in the way a little bit from doing a full rotation. But I don't see why you would want to do a full rotation. But he's got complete range of motion here. His arms, they can extend about that high. Maybe that's not complete range of motion, but that's pretty damn good, I think. Okay, but how much can he rotate his waist? Well, let's see here. I'd say that's pretty good. You can do a whole lot of poses like that. Left, right, I mean, he can do a lot. To show the leg articulation, I have to put him up on this thing here. So I want you to see how he can extend his legs. He can pretty much do the splits, maybe not quite that much, but you know, that's pretty good, I think, right? Especially because he's old, right? In Book of Boba Fett, he's like an old guy in the back to tank. I've definitely seen better knee articulation, but I mean, how much more do you really need, right? I think that's pretty good. He's also got toe articulation, so he can move a lot of different ways, like his foot there can move and swivel side to side, up and down. You can get him to do quite a bit, and if you take your time to pose him, man, you can get some dynamic poses. This is the part where I talk about his sculpt, the details in his body, his helmet, his hands, which is kind of funny because I show you everything so that you can see for yourself rather than me having to explain to you. Check out that little peg hole right there. That's going to be important later for his pistol. So there's 1,001, maybe 1,000,001 toy reviewers. The way I'm trying to differentiate myself is by shooting this figure and every figure in such close detail that, man, you can see everything, every little crevice, every little nook and cranny. I mean, you can see it right there. Look at the rope on his sandals or whatever he's using right there. You can see that, right? The detail on him. I mean, look, check out his pockets right there, little indentations in the plastic that make his pants look weathered and worn. I mean, I think that looks really great. His boots, they have that detail. That wash just kind of brings the detail out. I don't know, I can't say enough. Look at it for yourself. It just looks really good. He's well worth the money, I really think. Again, his helmet right there, the little silver right there, it just looks like his helmet's a little worn. It's not new. And I really like that. Like, they added that little bit of paint just to make it look a little bit better. I'm not really considering this an accessory, but check it out. I mean, the detail, right? It goes in, it comes off. I mean, that's a lot of detail. You can easily lose that piece, so watch out. His arm cannon, it looks really cool. You can see the red, but it's got a little silver on it. Make it look weathered, like he's been through some stuff, right? But yeah, it looks really great. It does kind of hinder the articulation a little bit because it hits his yellow shoulder pad there. The belt has bullets, which, you know, I don't think they have bullets in Star Wars, but maybe they do in feudal Japan, Star Wars land. So I think that looks really cool. I mean, look at the little black wash over the bullets. Doesn't that just make it look like it pops? Like, man, I can really, really appreciate that. Really nicely done. I wanted to point out how there's this grappling hook that comes out and this large drum there. I mean, that's supposed to be to reel in his prey, right? It just looks really cool. The foot, again, you can see slight discolorations of black all over him. I mean, I don't know. I'm really curious now how it is that they paint these figures. I want to know how they do it. Is this mass produced? Is this hand painted? I just like, this is incredible time consuming work. If it's hand painted, I can't imagine it being hand painted. I want to know because this looks really nice. I haven't seen another figure that I've reviewed so far that has this level of detail in the paint. I have really good vision and I'm holding the figure right now while I'm talking, and I'm looking at this screen and I can see the detail with my macro lens, and man, I don't know, it makes me appreciate it even more. It looks so nice. So let's talk accessories because he's got a ton of them. He has this rifle here, which is so dope. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like a combination of futuristic tech with like old school technology. It just, I don't know. It looks great. I can't describe it more than what you can see there. This is the other side of the rifle. I don't know. It's gotta be top 3 figures and accessories for me at this point. This is his pistol. It looks freaking amazing. I mean, look at the wood handle, the weathering on it. It looks nice. I didn't think there was such a thing as too much articulation though. This little gun has little tiny pieces that fall off and you will lose. So be really careful. His Gaffi stick here, man, that is beautiful too. It's this long, really nicely sculpted piece of weaponry that it just looks nice in his hand. I really dig it. Check out the detail on this Gaffi stick. I mean, that looks nice, right? The silver with the black wash, it just brings the details to life even more. I don't know if you can say anything more than that, but this right here is probably my favorite accessory. Just, I can do a lot with it for photos too. And of course you need his jetpack there. It's got that little peg right there that goes on his back. So I'm putting it upside down, I know, because that's when I wanted to stick it into that foam so you can see it. But man, it looks beautiful too. The rocket, it doesn't come off. His articulated thrusters were a little bit of a surprise. When they moved, I thought I broke it. I'm like, oh no, they move. That's freaking cool. Look inside the thruster right there. Can you see that? How dirty it looks? That's not dirty because it's been in the box. That just looks freaking nice, man. So you can swivel this around left, right. I mean, think about the posing for photos if you want to use them for photos, which you should, because I don't think you'll find another figure that articulates as nicely and looks as cool as this one in Star Wars. Oh, that's not true. I'm just saying because I really like this figure, man. I really like the Japanese take on them. Do I really need to explain how cool this freaking looks? The detail on this katana, the detail on the handle, the paint. Look at the edge of the blade, the very tip of it. The different color of silver, gray. I mean, damn, this looks nice. Really blown away here. And it has this other accessory to put the blade in, the katana. And this actually mounts onto the figure. I mean, that's cool. The only thing that's a drawback in all these accessories that I can see is that the Gaffi stick really has no place to be mounted onto him. But that's not really that big a deal considering everything you get. On the left side of the figure, there's this brown kind of handle there that you can slide the blade in. I mean, damn, that's cool. You won't be losing that accessory because that's on there firmly. And with this figure, like any other inch of him, they don't waste an opportunity to put some detail on him. So even that little brown handle for the blade, it's got detail on it, and it looks really nice. Do you guys know when you get your figure, there's a ton of little accessories and you don't quite know what everything is? You have to play with it. Well, I had to play with this one and I realized it's to put his pistol. And how it goes onto the pistol is by putting it on the right side of the figure. There's a little peg, a hole, and you kind of put that in there. This part here is a little delicate, so you have to kind of watch out you don't bump it or something, that it just comes right off and then you lost your pistol. That would freaking suck. This here is a cool accessory. I can see how you would take really cool pictures with it, but you would probably need additional wires to kind of hold it up and have to Photoshop out. But it looks really cool. This here, I am counting it as an accessory, although it's really just a part of his helmet. But it comes down and he uses it to guide his rockets. I mean, that's freaking cool too. And I don't know what to say. It just looks so beautiful. Here are some pretty shots of him. I mean, you should get this figure. I can't even tell you how cool he is more than what I've already said. I can't wait to get all of them. I have the Din Djarin one, so you know what, I'll review that one next if you guys want me to. I also have the Captain America, the Iron Man, the Wolverine, and I think that's it. I'm gonna get the Darth Vader eventually. I'm also gonna get the Darth Maul. That's the one I really want, but come on, that thing is like $180, $200. That's quite a bit. Oh, I also have Batman and the Joker in Japanese kind of movie realization. So I'm gonna review all of them. You tell me which one you want me to do next. So how much did it cost me? Well, it cost me about $125, but he's on Amazon for $117 right now. That's not so bad, right? You can also get them at Big Bad Toy Store. It'll be a little bit more, $124.99. I don't know why you would want to spend more. Just get them on Amazon. You can also try to go to Entertainment Earth, but like everything else I've reviewed so far, good luck with that because they never seem to have crap, ever. I don't know, man. So I put the box all the way at the end of the video because I don't care about boxes, but if you guys do, then here, knock yourselves out. But what do I rate this figure? I mean, have I not made it clear? I think this is amazing. I think you should get them. I think if you like Star Wars, you should get them. I think if you like the Japanese culture, you should get them. I think that if you like action figures, you should get them. If you like toy photography, you should get them. So basically go get them because you can do so much with him. He's so posable. He looks so cool. You can get some really dynamic looking poses without even having to put wires. I mean, how freaking cool is that? You don't need to Photoshop wires out of there. I hate using Photoshop, but you know, sometimes you have to. Look, these videos take me quite a while, this one especially because it was so intricate. I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. I mean, that would mean so much to me, and I'll keep going, and then there's so many that I've got to review. So I'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks.